The cheeky girls get a bit cheeky with Alexander Armstrong in another celebrity game of Pointless at 5:40. First on BBC One, time for results and reaction.
Relegation.
He was one of the heroes of the afternoon.
Applause from the away supporters. The latest score is Wimbledon go through to the Premier.
John Terry's tears, we all remember. It was 2 crucial weeks.
Hello, welcome to Final Score. Like every Saturday afternoon, we've reporters at all the games in the Premier League and Championship, plus the featured matches in League 1 and 2 and the SPL, so you're never a moment away from all the goals as they go in the last half hour or so of the games. 2 Robbies for us this afternoon, Savage and Fowler. Plenty of goals have been going in across the country, 6 of them at the Emirates. With all the details, Jonathan Ledgell.
I thought we were going to have a 7th, actually, because Fulham just broke away, and it was Berbatov, the man who's transformed this game for the away team, who was sent through, but somehow a defender got across. Mannone managed to block him, but the fact is we've got every chance of more goals. Arsenal led 2-0. Fulham's defence caught cold by Giroud and Podolski in the first half, but then Berbatov took over, scored with a header, scored a second-half penalty. In between, he set up substitute Alex Kacaniktic for an equaliser, so Fulham leading 3-2 as Fulham's corner from Brian Ruiz is headed away somewhat desperately almost by the Arsenal defence, but then Arsenal have somehow recovered. Giroud equalising with another great header. It is 3-3. We still have another 40 minutes or so to go. Surely we're going to get a winner from one of these teams, or we're going to go to 5-5.
One of the shocks of the afternoon was coming at Goodison Park, where Sunderland were a goal up on Everton. But, Damien Johnson...
It's now level. Marouane Fellaini, that man with the big hair, has just equalised. It was a lovely finish. Everton had trailed to a first-half goal from Adam Johnson, lovely half volley. But Fellaini picked the ball up just on the edge of the area, controlled well and drilled it low past Mignolet in the Sunderland goal. It's all square, 1-1.
He gave a great interview to Football Focus, so if you get a chance to do it, watch it again on the iPlayer. The most entertaining game alongside Arsenal-Fulham has probably come at the DW Stadium. Richard Askham watching Wigan-West Brom.
Yes, Mark, it's been an end-to-end game, this one. Wigan's pretty passing against an athletic and powerful West Brom side. Chances at both ends this half, the best of them to Romelu Lukaku, denied by a superb save from Ali Al-Habsi. Sean Maloney blazing over at the other end a moment ago as well. All the goals coming in the first half. Wigan dominating possession, but then finding themselves 2 goals down thanks to a James Morrison header and a Gary Caldwell own goal, but then going straight up the other end and responding through Aruna Kone. They need to respond again against the West Brom side, who are really working their socks off to try and stop them.
We're going to go into the Championship. Wolves without a victory in 5 at home to Brighton this afternoon. If they're going to stop that run, they're going to have to do it the hard way. They're down to 10 men, and now there's been a goal. Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, a game that's come slowly to the boil. Brighton have just levelled for a second time against 10-man Wolves. Wolves down to 10 after Carl Henry was dismissed for a rather reckless challenge just before the break. Will Buckley has just levelled very clinically too. A well-taken goal in a game that's been full of them. Sakho and Doumbia have scored for Wolves. Brighton's goals from Mikael Smith and Buckley. Hard to pick a winner among them at the moment, and that's the same for the game. It's 2-2, could go either way, but then again, that's pretty logical.
3 for the season for Will Buckley. We're going to go straight back to Goodison, where Everton have turned it round. Damien.
They turned it round within the space of just a few minutes, and it's that man, Nikica Jelavic, with his 5th goal of the season. It was coming, you know. Fellaini equalised just a moment ago, but a lovely move. Jelavic sneaked in just around the penalty spot area. It was Fellaini's flick, which Sunderland didn't deal with. And there was Jelavic, as clinical as ever. One touch, that's all it takes. 2-1 Everton.
Exactly, one touch is all it takes. His first in 4. Great touch from him. Great touch from Fellaini, Robbie Fowler.
Well, the touch by Fellaini made it. It's gone through, I think it was O'Shea's legs. Still a little bit of work to do for Jelavic, but keeper runs out and he places it into the corner. Great goal, great finish.
3 for Adebayo Akinfenwa this afternoon. Northampton 4-2 up on Accrington Stanley, 9 for the season for him. And Matthias Pogba has turned it round for Crewe. They were 2 down at home to Colchester, but his 7th of the season, his 4th in the league, means it's Crewe 3, Colchester 2. And Luke Howell's 2nd of the afternoon. That means that Dagenham and Redbridge are now 3-0 up on Rotherham. Good afternoon for John Still's side. Robbie, Arsenal, what do you make of them?
Started the game very well, 2-0 up and cruising. Conceded one through, and Berbatov got one back, and then just got sloppy in their play. Oh, what a save from Schwarzer there. Giroud's been outstanding for him, so has Walcott. But Fulham, you know, they've held their own. 3 goals at Arsenal. Questions have got to be asked. You're 2-0 up at home. You know, drawing 3-3. I still think Arsenal could win this game, though.
It's a little bit end-to-end. I mean, you don't expect that with Arsenal. You expect them, especially at home, to control the game. But, I mean, he got 2-0 up. To cruising.
That was a great shot from Giroud, wasn't it? And the 2 goals, they've maximised his strength in the air.
You know, people say, do they play to his strengths? He's got to go from a corner. He's got to go from a Theo Walcott cross. Great in the air. He generates the power himself, you know. He's been terrific today. But Arsenal have been, on the whole, poor.
Into the Championship next. Millwall are on a fantastic run. They're unbeaten in 8. They're at home to Derby this afternoon. There's been a goal at the Den. Lindsay Hooper.
They've gone back ahead, Mark. It's Millwall 2, Derby County 1, and the lesson is never give up. Scott Malone, a substitute for a very good player in the first half, Chris Taylor. He didn't resist getting a ball which you thought it had gone to Derby's defence, but he managed to wrestle it in the box, and it found Andy Kehoe, who placed it through a flurry of players into the top right-hand corner. It's Millwall 2, Derby 1.
2 for Stephen Lawless this afternoon, 9 for the season, and Partick, who are 2nd in Scottish Division 1, are thrashing the leaders, Dunfermline, 5-1. Back to the Premier League. Southampton were a goal up on Swansea, but Tony Husband, they just can't keep a clean sheet, can they?
Well, architects of their own downfall at the back. Remember, this is a side conceded 28 goals so far this season in only 10 games, and it's a former Southampton player that's come back to haunt them here and cancel out an earlier excellent strike from Morgan Schneidlin, who controlled the ball with his chest and then headed in from close range following Ricky Lambert's setup. So at that point 1-0, but only 8 minutes later it was Dyer capitalising on a mistake. Paulo Gazzaniga, the Southampton goalkeeper, playing the ball out to the Japanese defender Yoshida. He miscontrolled. Dyer came round him, nicked the ball off him and then finished well. We've got a really, really intriguing last 8 minutes or so after a week of fevered speculation, of course, about Nigel Atkins' job. 1-1.
Well, if the speculation about Nigel Atkins' job, the speculation about Mark Hughes is going to increase if the score at the Britannia stays the same. Andrew James.
That's exactly right, Mark. My thoughts exactly, because Mark Hughes is surely a man under pressure now. It's almost a year since QPR last won away. On that occasion, it was at Stoke City, but they're unlikely to do that this time. Charlie Adams' first goal for Stoke is what separates the two sides, but really the story of the game has been an indifference to the game, if you like, from many of QPR's quality players, typified by Adel Tarapt wearing his gloves and hasn't really been involved. Missed a very good chance in the first half that he should have put away. It's not been good by QPR. Stoke looking now for their 2nd win of the season. Stoke 1, QPR 0.
So we're going to go to the Medeski next, goalless between Reading and Norwich. Who's looking more likely to nick this one? Hamish Marshall.
I think probably Reading, but Norwich are playing their part as well. Both sides going for the 3 points as this game is starting to emerge from its slumber in the final quarter. Reading substitute Jimmy Kevy's enlivened the side. He's hit the bar while his captain Joby McAnuff caught a shot just over from 18 yards. The best chance, though, has been fluffed by the Canaries' top scorer Grant Holt. A header from 6 yards went wide with the goal gaping. We've got, 8 minutes to play here. 0-0.
In Scottish Division 3, Montrose have taken the lead at Clyde through Jamie Winton. 9 minutes to go there. 9 minutes to go at Bloomfield Road as well. That's Nathan D'Alfonso with his 3rd of the season. Burnley have equalised at Ipswich through Sam Vokes. We'll get details of that shortly as well. And there's been a goal at Ellen Road. A lead back in this one. Harry Gratian.
No way at all. 3-0 to Watford, Mark. It was Mark Yates who scored from 20-odd yards as well. Beautifully taken. Bear in mind that leads down to 10 men. Austin's also been stretchered off. That looks a bad injury. Abdi's been stretchered off for Watford as well, but they're cruising now. 15 minutes left, but this game won't finish, I can assure you, until well after 5 o'clock.
Late one for Harry. That was a definite no at the start of that answer. Right, let's find out about Nathan D'Alfonso's equaliser for Blackpool. James Mason.
Yes, as you say, Chappers, D'Alfonso, the substitute, getting the final touch in the box after a corner swung in, volleyed goalwards by Kevin Phillips, also on as a substitute. It's now 2-2.
All square there, and there's been another goal at London Road. So is it all square there between Peterborough and Crystal Palace? Mark Webber.
Indeed it is, and what a goal to square affairs. Peterborough United 1, Crystal Palace 1. It was Moritz on the left-hand side. He shot it across, it rebounded on the inside of the bar and went in. Palace are back, 1-1.
That's the 5th of the season for Tom Eaves. Bristol Rovers 3, Chesterfield 2. They never won at Bristol Rovers, haven't Chesterfield? Kilmarnock in the SPL now 3-0 up on Ross County. That's Paul Heffernan's second of the afternoon. And Leon Clark has scored for Scunthorpe. They've come from a goal down. They now lead by 2-1 at the Rico. Coventry 1, Scunthorpe 2. Find out now about Burnley's equaliser at Portman Road from Robin Bailey.
Oh, it's a heartbreaker with 10 minutes to go for Ipswich. The ball came in from Junior Stanislas, the Burnley substitute. It really was a quality ball from the left. It whipped in. It was difficult to defend. Tommy Smith went up and so did Danny Higginbottom. They were both together and it came off Higginbottom's head, went in the underside of the bar and went in. As I say, a heartbreaker for Mick McCarthy in his first home game. It's Ipswich 1, Burnley 1.
Cardiff 1 up on Hull last time with Tony Colliver. Is it comfortable for the home side, Tony?
Yeah, fairly comfortable. Cardiff have the lead, though, thanks to a first-half header from Heider Helgeson. In doing so, though, he collided with the post, and there was a very lengthy delay. Since then, the team in red have dominated, but haven't been able to add to their tally. Cardiff looking to bounce back from back-to-back defeats, but they have the lead at the minute. 1-0 they lead.
They were unbeaten in 6, were York, going into today's League 2 clash with AFC Wimbledon. That record looks like it's going to go, doesn't it? Stacey Long has put the away side 2 up with 10 minutes to go into the SPL, where Aberdeen were leading St Mirren last time we were with Ian Turner.
And they still are. We've got 6 minutes to go, and that means in 6 minutes' time the 1,000 Aberdeen travelling fans will be going ecstatic, because Aberdeen will be joining Hibs and Celtic at the top of the SPL. Craig Brown's done a great job today. His players have done a great job. Johnny Hayes and Niall McGinn in the first half with fine strikes. There's almost another one for Aberdeen. They're going to tie this one up, and it's going to be 5 straight SPL defeats for St Mirren. Aberdeen leading St Mirren 2-0.
All the points to Dagenham and Redbridge this afternoon. They're 4-0 up on Rotherham. Richard Brodie's third of the season. That from the penalty spot means Morecambe are going to get all 3 against Barnet. And the leaders are behind at Home Park. Plymouth 2, Gillingham 1. Luke Young, 11 minutes to go in that League 2 clash. And there's been another goal at London Road. If Crystal Palace win at Peterborough, they're going top. Is it going to happen, Mark Webber?
It is indeed, and if you want to get that goal, you've got to put in a grandstand finish. Watch this on the Football League show tonight. It is well worth staying up for. Zaha runs the length of the pitch, and nobody can catch him. He's running on the right-hand side. He sees Dicker Choi to his left and gives him the ball, squares it to him. He's in front of goal. He knocks it in. An unbeatable goal, which has probably put 10 million on the price tag of Zaha. Peterborough United 1, Crystal Palace 2.
4 for the season for Dicky Choi, and it is 12 tonight, the Football League show. 12 to watch that go. Back to the Emirates, which, as Robbie Fowler was saying, Jonathan Ledyard, is end to end.
It is amazing. 3 minutes to go, just under, and you're not quite sure who's going to concede first. I'd say at the moment the Arsenal defence looks more rocky. Berbatov is so frustrated. He feels he could have had at least 4 or 5, and that Fulham should be well placed. Damien Duff has come on for Fulham. Arshavin is on for Theo Walcott. Oxlade-Chamberlain is also on for Arsenal. It's still all to play for. 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go.
Has Mark Hughes made changes to try and get QPR back into it at Stoke? Andrew James.
Well, he has. He's sent on Zamora, but it's not been very effective. You have to say it's really been an indifferent QPR performance, and he and his assistant Mark Bowen just down there at the moment getting a bit rattled with Tony Pulis. There's been no love lost between that combination, of course. Pulis shook hands with Hughes before the game, but I wonder whether they're going to do it after this one. Stoke still leading by Charlie Adams' goal, and they should have made it 2-0 a few moments ago. Great break by Kenwyn Jones, Kitely in with a shot on goal, but superbly saved by the feet of Hugo Cesar. Otherwise it would have been thank you and good night for Queen's Park Rangers. Stoke 1, QPR 0.
Straight back to Ellen Road. Harry Gracia was saying it will go on past 5 this game. If the goals keep going in, it's going to be even later, Harry.
I think it will, yes. Barney brought down the penalty area. Michael Tong has pulled one back for Leeds. Can they do it? Down to 10 men, of course. It's now Leeds 1, Watford 3, Mark.
Three for the season now for Michael Tong. Chris Zabrowski has put Cheltenham ahead. There's just 4 minutes to go in that game at Burton. That's Zabrowski's third of the season, and confirmation there of Leeds' goal against Watford. There's been a goal at St Mirren as well. Our Aberdeen home and dry, Ian Turner.
They are home and dry. The Aberdeen fans are singing. There's 3 minutes left. Chris Clark with his first goal of the season. They totally tore the St Mirren defence apart. St Mirren 0, Aberdeen 3.
And we're going to go back to Goodison, because even though Everton are 2-1 up at Sunderland, at home to Sunderland, the away side are still creating chances, Damien.
They are. They're pressing at that end of the ground. They've thrown on substitutes. Louis Sahar against his former club. All the big men are up. Balls are flying into the box. Tim Howard just safely gathers that one. We're approaching injury time here. There's even a rare sighting of Connor Wickham, the big teenage striker who's hardly had a look in under Martin O'Neill. Sunderland pressing, Everton hanging on to that lead, 2-1.
Adam Johnson had a chance, didn't he, which was blocked by his own man, Robbie Savage.
Yeah, it was. Sunderland are pushing for the equaliser, no doubt. I think he had a shot on his right foot, blocked by his own man. They've had a few chances, few eyeballs into the box. I've got to say, chap, but Southampton are absolutely battering Swansea. They just can't seem to get the goal.
2 for the season, 2 for the afternoon, 3 for the season for Kevin Lisby. Leyton Orient, who had lost their last 4, are now leading Shrewsbury. Leyton Orient 2, Shrewsbury 1. And we're going to go back to the SPL. Another goal for Ian Turner.
Well, I'd no sooner finished telling you about 3-0, and it's now 4-0 to Aberdeen. Mark Reynolds threw it up from the back. A magnificent shot. I think it was deflected past the helpless keeper. St Mirren 0, Aberdeen 4.
We're going to go straight to Portman Road. Nicely poised last time with Robin Bailey. It was 1-1, but there's been a late goal. Who's got it, Robin?
Ipswich might have sneaked it here. DJ Campbell's got the goal, his 4th in 7 games. Took it brilliantly, but all the work was done by Carlos Edwards, the captain, who's been terrific today, marauding down the right-hand side as he's done for a lot of the game. And this time he got clear of 2 players, crossed it perfectly. DJ Campbell outside of his right boot and put it wide of the keeper, Lee Grant. Excellent goal, sweeping move. Ipswich 2-1 up.
2 for the afternoon for Richard Brodie, 4 for the season. Morecambe now 4-0 up on Edgar Davids and Barnet. What a big win that could be for Mick McCarthy.
Well, you look at Ipswich, got Mick McCarthy, Crystal Palace, Holloway, Blackburn, Hennenberg. I know which club I'd rather be at.
Which one?
Well, Ipswich. Ipswich. Well, if you look at the managers, you know, Hennenberg, I think, was a surprise. You know, if Blackburn would have got a McCarthy or a Holloway, I'd have fancied them strongly for promotion. Hennenberg doesn't really do it for me.
No, it doesn't fill you with great hope, does he, to be honest?
We're going to go back to... There are late goals flying in everywhere. St Mirren have got one back. The goals flying in there. St Mirren 1, Aberdeen 4. And Harry Gratian has seen another at Ellen Road. Is the comeback on, Harry?
No, it's not. It's Bidra scored for Watford 4-1. Leeds, of course, down to 9 men now because of all the substitutions they've had to make with the stretching off of Austin. And they really are just going through the motions of this game now. You can't really expect them to do anything. They're showing spirit, no doubt about that. But Watford showing the class, 4-1.
2 for Vidra this afternoon, 7 for the season. Comfortable win for Watford. Cardiff a goal up on Hull last time with Tony Colliver. There's been a late goal there as well. Who's got it, Tony?
It's gone to the home side. Cardiff 2, Hull 0. Mark Hudson, the captain, with a looping header from about 5 yards out. And nothing more than the home side deserved. 2-0.
OK, next, we're going to go to Molineux. Plenty of work for the referee this afternoon, Ivan Gaskell. Now, he's given a penalty.
Yes, and we're just seconds away from Dobby of Brighton trying to convert a handball against Christophe Berra. 3 strides, strikes it, and in it goes. Top corner. Dobby looks like he's won it for Brighton. They've come from behind twice. They've turned it around, albeit against 10 men, but they've been knocking on the door for 10 minutes, and they've finally broken it down. Dobby scores, Brighton ahead and surely win it.
Thank you very much. Arsenal, Fulham is still, Robbie Fowler, end to end.
I said before, I mean, I can't believe it because you go to, obviously, the Emirates and, I mean, Arsenal normally put teams on the back foot, but it is so open, the game, and, you know, I'm full credit to both sides because they both still want to go out. And, I mean, Fulham are not happy with the draw. They want to try and get the 3 points.
On QPR, Chapman, they had such a great chance with Trapped in the first half. You know, he was clean through, slipped through by Hoyle. He tried to chip the keeper from 7 yards. Charlie Adam, second half, same position, side foot in the bottom corner. Trapped has been lively all afternoon for him, but as Robbie Fowler was saying earlier, you know, Trapped away from home, for me, is a liability.
Well, also, his teammates have looked towards him with frustration on numerous occasions.
Lost.
Yeah.
Haven't they?
Well, I mean, on a good day, I mean, he could be a match winner, but he doesn't have enough of them.
Would you believe it? The final whistle has gone at Stoke, and they are a goal down. They've been beaten of QPR, but there is a penalty at the Emirates. It's 3-3. They're probably into injury time. Jonathan Ledyard, you tell us who's got it.
Arsenal have won the penalty. Arshavin driving through into the Fulham defence on the right-hand side, drove it into Rita's hand, and it is now a penalty. Would you believe it? We're into stoppage time here at the Emirates. Arsenal leading 2-0, then trailing 3-2, and now 4 minutes into stoppage time. We are now in sight of a possible winner, and the ball is in the hands at the moment of Mikel Arteta. Mark Schwarzer is walking back onto his line. The referee, Phil Dowd, thought there was a shoulder from the Fulham defender. And Mikel Arteta, who 2 weeks ago won the game against Queen's Park Rangers, hugely scrappy, now has the chance to make this 4-3. Runs up right-footed, and it's saved! Schwarzer has saved it! Would you believe it? Wenger can't. Martin Jol feels justified. It's a corner, though, to Arsenal.
He's not had a brilliant afternoon, Mikel Arteta. He was responsible for the penalty that Fulham won, and he's now missed that. We'll get the thoughts of Robbie very shortly, but let's go to the Britannia first of all. The final whistles are going up and down the country on a breathless afternoon, and the pressure is building on Mark Hughes, Andrew James.
It is indeed, Mark. It's never nice to speculate about somebody's future, somebody's job, and have been doing this long enough to know that it rarely works well. But there's a few Queen's Park Rangers fans who've stayed behind here at the Britannia to clap off Queen's Park Rangers and Mark Hughes in particular. But on the whole, the chant that was ringing round the ground before then was, "You're getting sacked in the morning," and who knows, he possibly will. Tony Fernandez, the owner of the club, just a few yards away from me, was looking down, and he was looking at all the body language. It wasn't good throughout the afternoon from the QPR players. Individuals having a go at free kicks. 1 minute it was Granero, the next minute it was Falling, the next minute it was Tarapt, and every time it went wide, the players just exchanged glances with each other. No apparent team plan, no real cohesion, and no real answer to Stoke City, who played their usual way. They were good, they had some flowing football, they had some Route 1 football, and they had a goal from Charlie Adam in the second half, his first goal for Stoke City, that separated the two sides after that bad miss by Tarapt in the first half that Robbie referred to. QPR simply not good enough again today. They've now gone 15 matches away from home in the Premier League without a win, and it's not looking good for them or Mark Hughes. Stoke City, their second win of the season, and they're looking more comfortable. Stoke 1, QPR 0.
2 for Dwight Gale this afternoon, 6 for the season. Dagenham and Redbridge have beaten Rotherham by 5-0. Gillingham are back on level terms at Plymouth. MK Dons have got a late goal to take the lead against Sheffield United. And a late goal at Molineux. Ivan Gaskell are Wolves back level.
They are. I thought Brighton had won it, but what do I know? 3-3. Roger Johnson sneaking in a diving header at the far post. Somebody could still win it here, but it's 3-3, 2 minutes into stoppage time.
Astonishing game at Molineux. Football League show, 10 past midnight tonight on BBC One. Astonishing game there where it finished 3-3. Astonishing. Goodison next. Goodison, good game at the DW as well. Everton are 4th this evening. West Brom are 5th. They keep on winning. Richard Askham.
Yes, Mark, they do. There's plenty of quality in this West Brom side, but as the saying goes, they really put in a shift as well. Malumbu and Jakob, a constant in-your-face barrier to everything that's thrown at them. We're going to have the better of it before the Baggies fashioned a 2-goal lead. James Morrison, thanks to a beauty of a cross from Chris Brunt and a Gary Colwell own goal. That was rather hard on a Wigan side who passed the ball well. They hit back immediately through Aruna Kone's 4th of the season. Both sides have very good chances in the second half, but it's the high-flying Baggies who have their first away win of the season.
Late winner for Rochdale, it looks like at Wycombe. Bobby Grant's 8th of the season, 7th in the league. Looks like it's given John Coleman's side all 3 points. The positive for Southampton this afternoon is that they're off the bottom of the Premier League, but they will feel that they should have won it, Tony Husband.
Yes, and when they're at home and you consider their away record is poor, this surely is 2 drop points for them. They led here in the second half. Great skill from Morgan Schneidlin, chesting and then heading the ball in for his second goal of the season. And just when Southampton needed a first clean sheet of the campaign, they contrived to set up the Swans for the leveller. Yoshida couldn't control a pass from the goalkeeper Gazaniga, and Nathan Dyer snuck in before finishing well on his return to St Mary's. There was a late chance for Southampton when Lambert headed wide. Another point for the side that started the day bottom.
And there's a point as well for Reading. If you want your say on the day's action, then Robbie Savage and I are back on 5 Live at the later time of 7:15 for 6:06 tonight. And it's at that later time because Ireland are taking on South Africa as part of the Autumn Rugby Union Internationals. Coverage gets underway on BBC Two, including Brian O'Driscoll in just a few moments' time. Commentary on both television and on 5 Live from 5:30. And if you want the highlights of England's match with Fiji, then they're on BBC Three at 7 p.m. OK, here they are, your full check on the day's football results with Neil Turner.
Barclays Premier League. Arsenal 3, Fulham 3. The match at Villa Park between Aston Villa and Manchester United, a 5:30 kickoff. Everton 2, Sunderland 1. Reading 0, Norwich City 0. Southampton 1, Swansea City 1. Stoke City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Wigan Athletic 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. The N-Power Championship, a latest score from Oakwell, Barnsley 0, Huddersfield Town 1. Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 1. Blackpool 2, Bolton Wanderers 2. A latest score, Cardiff City 2, Hull City 1. Ipswich Town 2, Burnley 1. A latest score from Elland Road, Leeds United 1, Watford 4. Leicester City 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Millwall 2, Derby County 1. Peterborough United 1, Crystal Palace 2. Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. The N-Power League 1, Brentford 2, Carlisle United 1. Bury 2, Portsmouth 0. A latest score from the Ricoh Arena, Coventry City 1, Scunthorpe United 2. Crewe Alexandra 3, Colchester United 2. Doncaster Rovers 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Leyton Orient 2, Shrewsbury Town 1. Milton Keynes Dons 1, Sheffield United 0. A latest score from Meadow Lane, Notts County 1, Crawley Town 1. In fact, that now come through as a final score. Oldham Athletic 0, Tranmere Rovers 1. Stevenage 1, Preston North End 4. Walsall 0, Swindon Town 2. Yeovil Town 1, Hartlepool United 0. N-Power League 2, Accrington Stanley 2, Northampton Town 4. Aldershot Town 0, Bradford City 2. Bristol Rovers 3, Chesterfield 2. Cheltenham Town 1, Burton Albion 0. Dagenham and Redbridge 5, Rotherham United 0. Exeter City 2, Fleetwood Town 2. Morecambe 4, Barnet 1. Oxford United 0, Torquay United 0. Plymouth Argyle 2, Gillingham 2. Southend United 0, Port Vale 0. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Rochdale 2. York City 0, AFC Wimbledon 3. The Blue Square Bet Premier Division, Barrow 1, Lincoln City 2. Braintree Town 2, Gateshead 1. Cambridge United 2, Macclesfield Town 0. Ebbsfleet United 3, Hyde 2. Forest Green Rovers 4, Stockport County 1. Grimsby Town 5, Woking 1. Kidderminster Harriers 1, Nuneaton Town 0. Luton Town 0, Dartford 2. Mansfield Town 1, Southport 0. Tamworth 0, AFC Telford United 0. Wrexham 1, Hereford United 2. The Clydesdale Bank Scottish Premier League, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1, Heart of Midlothian 1. Kilmarnock 3, Ross County 0. Motherwell 1, Dundee 1. St Mirren 1, Aberdeen 4. The William Hill Scottish Cup third round replays, Arbroath 3, Inverary Locos Works 1. Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Brecon City 6. Nairn County 2, Forfar Athletic 3. Queen's Park 0, Stranraer 4. The Iron Brew Scottish Division 1, Cowdenbeath 0, Dumbarton 1. Greenock Morton 0, Hamilton Academical 1. Partick Thistle 5, Dunfermline Athletic 1. Wraith Rovers 2, Falkirk 1. The Iron Brew Scottish Division 2, East Fife 0, Alloa Athletic 1. Stenhousemuir 1, Ayr United 1. The Iron Brew Scottish Division 3, Annan Athletic 5, Stirling Albion 2. Clyde 1, Montrose 2. Elgin City 3, Berwick Rangers 1. Rangers 2, Peterhead 0.
So the late kickoffs are as follows: Barnsley 0, Huddersfield 1 and Cardiff 2, Hull City 1. They've both finished. They're still going at Elland Road. It's Leeds United 1, Watford 6. A sixth has just got in. Leeds down to 10 men in that game at Elland Road. And these two are now over in Empower League 1. Coventry City 1, Scunthorpe United 2 and Notts County 1, Crawley Town 1. So let's take a look at the tables, shall we? None of the top three have played yet this weekend. Manchester United kick off against Aston Villa in, just under half an hour's time. Chelsea and Manchester City both play tomorrow. Everton took advantage with victory this afternoon. They've cut the gap on the leading trio to a couple of points. West Brom also want to keep up the chase in fifth. Another defeat for QPR means they now prop up the table. Southampton getting off the bottom with that point at home to Swansea. Reading also got a point today, but stay in the bottom three. Stoke have gone up 3 places to 12 with only their second win of the season. So Middlesbrough took over as leaders last night, but Crystal Palace reclaimed top spot after coming from behind to win at Peterborough. Cardiff are a point behind the top two after beating fourth-placed Hull. Huddersfield are now into the final playoff spot after their win at Barnsley. Bristol City play Charlton tomorrow, but drop to the bottom because of results elsewhere. Ipswich move up to 22nd after getting their second win in 3 games under Mick McCarthy, and I can confirm that it has just finished. Watford 6, Leeds 1 at Elland Road, so that will obviously shift Watford up into the top half of the table. Tranmere have gone 5 clear at the top of League 1 after they won, and Sheffield United suffered a late defeat at MK Dons. Stevenage stayed third despite a home defeat to Preston, and Swindon are into the playoff places at the expense of Doncaster. Hartlepool suffered an 11th defeat of the season. They've lost more ground at the bottom. They're 6 points adrift. Bury and Scunthorpe both won, so they move up a place. Shrewsbury have slipped to second bottom. Gillingham drew at Plymouth, but their lead remains at 5 points because Port Vale were also held. They're now level on points with third-place Cheltenham, who beat Burton. Bradford are up to 4th after their win at Aldershot, and there's no change in the bottom 2 because Barnet also lost. In the Blue Square, leaders Newport lost at Alfreton last night. Wrexham and Luton, who were second and third respectively, both suffered home defeats. So Grimsby and Forest Green Rovers move up to lead the chase of Newport. Nuneaton are still bottom. Ebbsfleet beat Hyde to move above them, and Barrow's defeat at home to Lincoln means they slip into the drop zone. And in the SPL, Aberdeen's win at St Mirren means that they are level on points with Celtic and Hibs, top two both in action tomorrow. Inverness drew with Hearts, missing the chance to make it a four-way tie at the top, while Kilmarnock's win sends them fifth. Bottom side Dundee drew at Motherwell, closing to within 4 points of St Mirren. Let's go back to the Barclays Premier League. No doubt what the game of the day was. At the Emirates, it finished Arsenal 3, Fulham 3. Let's hear from one of the men involved, shall we? Here's the Fulham midfielder, the former Arsenal midfielder, Steve Sidwell.
Yeah, disappointing not to come away with the 3 points, but still we got a point away from Emirates and deserved, I think.
You have associations here as well. Was it like again playing against Arsenal?
Yeah, obviously had a great upbringing, great education here. Obviously put me on the path to where I am now. So you know, it was a good day for me to come back and get a point, but disappointing overall.
It was. It seems as if your confidence at Fulham was getting greater, just as Arsenal seemed to be. Their confidence was ebbing away constantly. Could you feel that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we found ourselves 2-0 down, and pretty hard done by it, to be honest. And then we got it back to 2-2, and we thought, you know, this is a chance to try and grab something here. We was growing in confidence. We got the goal and just couldn't hang on.
Had you talked beforehand about their defence being problematic, and again that seemed to be their issue today, and something that Fulham capitalised on?
No, not at all. I think we just the game plan was just to get up to them, don't let them play. When we can, if we have to sit off, we defend well, keep a good shape. But when we can, we press them, and we done that today. We capitalised on some of their mistakes, and we could have scored a few more. But very hard work.
Yeah.
Looked tired at the end of that, didn't he, Steve Sidwell? Let's talk to Steve Wilson, who was commentating on this game for Match of the Day. You'll be able to see it later on BBC One. That was a fair result, wasn't it? A deserved point for Fulham.
Oh, yeah, without any question, they deserved the point. I mean, they were 2-0 down, 2 poor goals conceded from their point of view. And you heard from Steve Sidwell there, you know, if you're 2-0 down at Arsenal after 22 minutes, you really are fearing the worst. And I was, you know, looking through to see what the heaviest defeat of the season had been, to see whether they were going to be on the end of a worse one. And then suddenly, within the space of 15 minutes or something, it's 2-2, Arsenal with some poor defending of their own. And the game at that point, Mark, it was a bit strange. It hadn't really taken off. We'd had sort of 4 goal-scoring opportunities, and they'd all gone in. And then the game really kicked on. Second half was absolutely breathtaking stuff. Of course, Fulham got their noses in front with a quite brilliantly cool penalty from Berbatov. They had the chance on the breakaway to make it 4-2, but crucially, maybe they were only actually in front for 3 minutes. Giroud, with a very good header, made it 3-3, and we still had half of the second half to play. And of course, we ended up with the big finale and the penalty kick from Arteta. Interestingly, Mark, you know, Giroud was on a hat-trick. He'd taken their only other penalty this season in the League Cup against Coventry. He'd missed it. You know, I would have expected him to want to come up and win this game, complete his hat-trick. I know he'd missed that penalty before, but, you know, he's their centre-forward. He left it for Arteta. Arteta took it. Great save by Schwarzer. Whistle went immediately. And Fulham, of course, are left celebrating, and Arsenal are kicking themselves.
Steve, thank you very much. Are you surprised in that situation, Robbie Fowler, that Giroud didn't take that penalty?
Yeah, I am actually. You know, as a goal scorer, you know, any game, you know, whether it be cup game, league game, you get a chance to score 3 in a game. You know, missing out on an opportunity to take a penalty in last minute. I mean, I don't know, you need to have a little bit of bottle, and I mean, that tells me he hasn't really got it.
The question is, though, chappers, was there a penalty? Myself and Robbie were talking. We'd like to be sat down and say, what is handball in the box now? Because the guy cannot physically get out of the way. I think it was Cazorla who...
He tried to
move his arm.
Arshaven, whatever, who crossed
it. But, you know, we seen when Cazorla gave one away last week at Old Trafford, when he's jumped like that, yeah, he's jumped with his arms. This one, Arshaven smashed it from yard away. He's tried to move his arm. The refs give a penalty last minute. What is handball in the box these days? Deliberate handball, what is it?
That's the thing, you know, deliberate or not. You know what I mean? I think someone needs to sit down with other people and say, well, you know, if it's deliberate, then, you know, you give a penalty. But to me, that didn't look deliberate.
It's inconsistency. We see one give handball for that today, and then next week we won't. I think there needs to be clarity on what is handball in the box.
You can catch the action from that match and all the other games that's happened this afternoon on Match of the Day tonight. It's on the slightly later time. You make your own mind up about that penalty decision. It's on at 10 to 11 on BBC One with Alan Shearer and Martin Keown joining Gary. And then tomorrow, Michael Owen joins Jason Roberts, Alan Hansen and Colin Murray as Match of the Day 2 features Manchester City against Spurs, Chelsea against Liverpool and Newcastle against West Ham. That's BBC One, 10:25. And away from the football, it's semi-finals day at the World Tour Finals. Coverage from 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon on BBC Two. The final is Monday night, BBC Three at 7:30 p.m. OK, we're going to go to Goodison next. Sunderland leading for a long time at Everton, but David Moyes' side came back to win it 2-1. Let's hear from Martin O'Neill. He's with Damien Johnson.
Martin, are you unlucky to leave without at least a point?
Of course, yeah. We could have been 3 up by half-time. We've had 2 great chances. And finally we got a goal, which we deserved. And second half, obviously we were put under pressure, but we were coping very, very well indeed. And they've hit us with 2 goals in the space of about a minute and a half.
Is it the same old scoring story, not being able to score the goals, having created chances?
Well, we created great chances today, and I thought we were a bit unlucky. Adam Johnson's got the goal just before half-time, but as I say, that could have easily been the third.
Did you see enough in that performance to think that, hey, we're going to be fine, Sunderland?
Of course. There's great spirit among the players anyway. I've said that for a long time, and I think that was epitomised today. We're playing a side who are going for a Champions League spot, and we played them, and I thought we played brilliantly today, and I thought we were very unlucky, and I've got to say that it's not often I'm in here to criticise referees. In fact, I've stayed away from that there, but Danny Rose's booking in the last couple of moments of the game, it just beggars belief. It is absolutely unbelievable how the referees got that decision from there. And that was the story of the day.
Martin O'Neill talking to Damien Johnson. Guy Mowbray commentating on this one for Match of the Day tonight. Is he right to be so angry about a booking at the end, or does that highlight extra frustrations at the fact that they didn't get something out of this game?
It is frustration speaking, but he's right, chappers, because it was ridiculous. I mean, Fellaini basically got in his way, blocked him off. He had nowhere to go, and he was obstructed. How on earth Everton got the free kick and a booking for Danny Rose? Martin O'Neill's right. It beggars belief, and who knows? They could have swung one into the box one last time. It was in the very last seconds of the game, but let's not take anything away from Everton. They are a machine right now, and I mentioned that before the game, that they've gone behind for 5 Premier League games in a row and not lost any of them. Well, make that 6, and now it's 1-2 drawn 4 in the last 6 Premier League games, despite going behind, conceding the first goal in every single one. And they don't change tempo, they don't change their approach, they just keep going. 2 goals in 3 minutes, won it for them. Yeah, Sunderland were really impressive, particularly in the first quarter of an hour. They had a real go at Everton, and I think, again, Martin O'Neill is right. His team will be fine. They didn't look like a team struggling for confidence, certainly not in the early stages, but Everton wore them down. And you know who caught my eye again today is Leighton Baines down that left-hand side. I think as good as any left-back, certainly in European football right now. Left back, left winger in one person. He had a super match, and it was a good game all round. Actually, it looked very, very nice indeed on Match of the Day tonight.
Thank you very much, Guy. It was very, very enjoyable. Leighton Baines might have caught the eye of Guy. Everton's winner, the touch from Fellaini, the touch from Jelavic was fantastic.
No, I think Sunderland started the game well. He had 2 great chances. He probably could have been 2-0 up, but give Everton credit. He came back. 2 good goals. The second one was brilliant. Good little move. The little flick by Fellaini, it'd be great to watch it on the television after, through O'Shea's legs, and it's a great finish, cool and composed. But just to touch on the booking, Martin O'Neill, having a little pop at the referee, it didn't affect the result. It was still 2-1, and I think it certainly is frustration that.
Frustrations boiling through the lack of taking anything out of the game at Goodison. Well, Everton are 4th, West Brom are 5th. They beat Wigan 2-1 this afternoon. Here's Steve Clark.
Well, congratulations, Steve. First away win for you as manager of West Brom. First away win of the season.
Yeah, form at home has been great. The performances away from home have been good.
and it's nice to come to a difficult place and get 3 points.
In the end, it looked as if you might have won by more.
Yeah, we had a few chances. I thought there was one save from their goalkeeper in the second half that was unbelievable from Lukaku. It was a great save. And I think we're a little bit more care and attention in the second half. We could have got the third goal that would have finally stopped Wigan from bombarding our goals at time.
I mean, not only are they right up there, they're not doing it by fluke. They're playing some decent stuff as well.
Well, you've got to give Steve Clark a lot of credit today. We watched him on Monday night against Southampton. He played Odemwingie and Long. We've changed formation a bit today. He left Odemwingie out, got the 2 goals, brought Lukaku on the right-hand side, played 3 behind Shane Long, and they worked tremendously well. Fantastic second goal, Brunt's cross. Our first goal, Brunt's cross for Morrison. He was making them runs all day, and they're up there on merit. And you've got to give Steve Clark credit. Not frightened to leave, a guy who scored 2 goals in a week for the sake of the team.
Do you have to give West Brom chairman Jeremy Peace some credit as well? Because they've followed a certain formula, or very similar to Swansea, I suppose, in that every manager that's come in to pick up from the one before, kind of since Tony Mowbray, has been able to build on the success of the predecessor.
Yeah, no, I think it's been fantastic because, as you say, every manager has come in. I mean, they've not really had to change too much. To be fair, Steve Clark's brought in obviously a few loan players and I mean they are playing great football, and we've seen it last year with Newcastle. You think obviously Newcastle were there or thereabouts to European places all season, and you were waiting for them to falter and to drop away, and they never done it. Perhaps it could be West Brom's year, and they could sort of get into and stay in those European places.
If it's good for West Brom, it's poor for QPR quickly.
Well, if you look at the QPR team, we've watched the game, watched Match of the Day tonight. They don't look like a team who was struggling for confidence, struggling for chances. Tarap had a great chance in the first half. Myself and Robbie talked about he's trying to chip the keeper from 7 yards, missed it. He was a threat afternoon, but away from home like that, you need to do better than that.
QPR bottom of the Premier League. As Match of the Day is on slightly later, it means the Football League show is as well tonight. All the goals from 10 past midnight. And you can hear Chelsea against Liverpool on BBC Radio 5 Live tomorrow. Commentary from 4, all the build-up from 3. That's it from us here on BBC One. You can get more reaction, though, to this afternoon's football over on the red button until 6 p.m. But from the 2 Robbies, it's good night from them and it's good night from me. See you next week. Bye-bye.